Welcome back, my fellow gamers. Ballora first appears in the FNAF game sister Location. She is a ballerina with the dramatic hourglass figure. Her skin is very pale and her whole form has a slightly purple bluish hue to it. She wears a purple and pink tutu with gold balls on the end and purple ballet shoes. Ballora also happens to be one of the most human looking of all of the animatronics, apart from maybe Balloon Boy or Circus Baby, which makes her even more frightening. Today we'll be discussing not just her appearance, but some other facts that make her one of the most scary animatronics in the world of FNAF, as we count down the top 10 scary FNAF Ballora facts. Number 10. Eyes closed. Often when you see Ballora in the game, she appears to have her eyes closed. While other animatronics often have their eyes wide open, there is something unsettling about the fact that her eyes are often closed. It's like she's lulling you into a sense of safety. You don't think that she's always watching you, but even with her eyes closed, she kind of seems to be, because she can still hear you. Number 9. Bailor. Due to her eyes being closed, some have actually theorized there is a connection between her and the mythological demon or creature known as Bailor. The fact that her eyes seem to be permanently shut and even unable to open at times is a fact that people focus on, and this, as well as the similarity to her name, Ballora, is where the theory comes from. Though it is more likely that her name is simply a reference to the fact that, she's a ballerina. In Irish mythology, a Bailor is a giant cyclops who only opens its single eye when it wants to destroy its enemies. Otherwise, it is known for having its eyes shut because it's basically shooting a beam out of it when it's open. In Dungeons & Dragons, a Bailor is a demonic creature, often pictured with horns and wings. People also might be pulling the name Bailor from Finn Balor's demon persona in WWE. Does Scott like WWE? Could there be a connection there? I don't know, but when I read this theory, I definitely was like, wait, like demon like Finn Balor demon? Also, is it weird that I know that? Number 8, motivation. In the sister Location game, you are forced to shock Ballora into dancing at the beginning of the game, forcing her to perform. The frightening thing about this is the fact that you already know from the previous games that the animatronics are often out to kill you. So being forced to shock Ballora into performing seems like a bad idea, and makes you feel like you are definitely going to end up dying on this job. Which you probably will, at least a few times. Or you'll probably come close. Number 7, singing. Ballora is said to be a talented dancing and singing animatronic. Her goal is to get children active and dancing to balance out all that pizza that they enjoy. You get to experience her singing firsthand in Sister Location, where you will hear her sing out in a very creepy voice. She appears to mainly focus on one melody, and one of the lines that you can hear her sing in the game is as follows: "I roam these halls alone all day, but now you're here, friend, and pray." Ugh. Pray, I don't like that. She also sings about hearing your flesh and bones. Yikes. Number 6, more aware. Some animatronics in the game seem to speak to you through pre-recorded lines. In fact, a good number of them do that. Circus Baby, however, is not one of them, as she is possessed by William Afton's daughter, Elizabeth, and seems to be more in control of her thoughts, her words, her actions. However, Ballora also displays sort of this level of awareness when compared to the other animatronics. She talks to you when you are in the vents underneath her gallery, and her words and phrases seem to be outside of any pre-recorded voice recordings that she might be programmed with. This either means that Ballora could also be possessed, or that she simply has more advanced programming than some of the other animatronics. Number 5, sharp teeth. Despite not being a nightmare animatronic and not being animal themed either, Ballora, oddly enough, still has razor sharp teeth in her mouth for some reason, which mostly appear to be there in the game to frighten you, as I couldn't really see any practical use for them, unless it's killing the children that she teaches how to dance, like maybe because she eats them. She has a few more human or dull looking teeth in front, but behind them are rows and rows of razor sharp teeth. So watch out, don't put your hand in there. Number 4, her different jump scares. All of her jump scares are different, but equally terrifying. Some are jump scares where her face and eyes remain closed, while in others her face actually simply opens up but her eyes still remain closed. But she also has jump scares where both the inside of her face and her eyes are also revealed. The only thing that isn't scary about this fact, that she actually has really, really pretty, like, purple eyes. Is it just me? I always wanted to have purple eyes when I was younger. I was like, man, I wish I was born with purple eyes. Then I realized that's not really a thing. There aren't really people that are born with purple eyes. Number 3, Ennard. In Sister Location, Ballora ends up getting scooped out, and her parts are actually used to help create Ennard. Her endoskeleton is used to form his upper body, and her eyes are actually used to help him disguise himself more successfully as a human, as hers are smaller and more human-like than most of the other animatronics. Number 2, Crawling. Scott actually has confirmed that Ballora actually only has 2 ways to move. She's either gliding around on the tracks, dancing gracefully, or when not on the tracks is forced to crawl around on all fours, like some kind of creepy spider. He also confirmed that she can climb up walls like Mangle. Talk about facts to keep you up at night. Now I'm just gonna be laying in bed at night thinking that when I wake up I might just see Ballora crawl onto my ceiling, have her face open up at me. Ugh. Number 1, mini-renas. During the game Sister Location on night 3, you also get introduced to Ballora's mini-renas. These are small, kind of alternate versions of Ballora. They don't really quite look like her, kind of like her minions, except that they often seem to be more busy antagonizing Ballora, like when they're holding up her pieces, as opposed to helping her. Except they kind of seem to be more busy antagonizing Ballora as opposed to always helping her. On night 3, you see them holding up Ballora's dismantled parts on the stage, prompting the AI who guides you through the game to seem content in the fact that Ballora appears to be in working order. She's not. It does not register the fact that she's dismantled, it only registers the fact that she's on the stage, and mistakes her presence for her being functional, so apparently that's good enough for it. Later on, the mini-renas will become freed from Ballora and proceed to come after you. Thank you so much for watching. Who are some of your favorite FNAF animatronics? What do you think is the scariest animatronic in Sister Location? What's your favorite FNAF game so far? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. And while you're on your way down there, be sure to click that like if you love the frightening world of FNAF. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel already, be sure to smash that sub and ring our bell so you stay in the know on all the nerdy gaming notifications. This has been Top 10 Gaming, and I'm your host Amanda McKnight, reminding you to stay safe and keep on gaming on. Pew pew!